The way to help doesn't need to be through what Steph Curry does, which he does, like I said, amazing work. Hi, welcome. What an honor to have you on the channel. I believe that in life we are here to serve a purpose greater than ourselves. But in order to do that the best way, we must start with investing in ourselves. I believe in you, and this channel is going to give you tools to help you overcome your challenges and light your path. Let's start. Who said giving is for you? You know, there's Steph Curry and other great NBA players that have a lot of money and they could give a lot of their time and money. I'm saying Steph because I know he does a lot of volunteer work. He gives a lot of hope to people. He really does an amazing job over there. And who said that also applies to you? No one said that you can help. You might be now in a terrible place, right? You have no time for anyone and everything's going terrible, or everything's going really well, but you really have no time to help someone else. You know, that's not something that you really have time to do right now. And I totally understand, you know, maybe really helping is not for you. You don't have those resources to help someone else. Well, let me share with you something about helping. Helping can be a lot of different things. And when you help someone, you're helping yourself. So it's nice to put it out as, you know, it has nothing to do with me. I'm just here for the other person, but I'm helping someone else, I'm enjoying. So I'm also benefiting from that help. Now, before we get into ways of helping other people, why should you care? Why should you want to help someone else? Like we said, you have a lot of struggles in your life right now, or you're really busy with succeeding, whatever it is. Now it's not something that you think you have time for. So whether you're going through times of struggle, whether you're going through times that things are going well but you just have no time for anything, helping someone else is actually going to help you a lot more than what you're going to help them. And like I said, you don't have to have plenty of money or plenty of time. There are a few different ways. So if we'll go back a few years, I remember there was a time I was in big debt, really big debt. My business wasn't going that well. And, you know, at those times, that's the easiest time to say, well, why should I want to help someone else? I remember I was going and, you know, just walking the street, and then someone approached me, talking to me about this organization that helps people that, you know, that need the money and they don't have money to pay for their kids, not for their tuition. Forget about tuition, they don't have money to pay for the food. And that all of a sudden gave me some type of perspective to all my debt and everything. And then he was also saying that some of them, forget about tuition, forget about food, they have no money to pay for their health. Like that's the most basic need. You need money to pay for being alive. You need money to pay for your health, for your food. That's like the most basic needs. So I was listening to him and I was really wanting to help. But I was also in a crazy time with crazy debt. Didn't know how I'm going to end the month. And I was like, listen, I would love to help, but I'll give you whatever I can. So I remember then actually he told me to go to a certain family, and I just, you know, you drop the check off at the door. There's no need for them to know that who did it. That time it was crazy. Like I said, I had no money to pay the debt, and every month I was somehow I was able to get the money, and then it was all fine. Getting out of debt is something that everyone can do. But I remember that feeling of being able to help someone else, even if it's with whatever I had, with the little money that I had. And actually at that time, maybe I didn't have a lot of money, but I had some time I was able to give, you know, so it doesn't have to be giving a check. It could be volunteering someplace else. The most basic thing over here is basically you are right now helping someone that needs your help. You know, there's that famous story of Tony Robbins that he went to a restaurant and, you know, he literally had change in his pocket. He really had no money back then. And then this boy walks in the restaurant with his mom. And Tony had no money. He had just a few, pennies in his pocket, and he took out all of the change and he gave it to the kid. That way the kid could pay for his mom's meal. So that's just, it's a pretty famous story, pretty famous example. But my point is that whether you're in a place right now that you think you can't help because you're basically saying that you're in trouble and you need the help, so that's fine. I agree with you. You might be in trouble, you might need that help, and I'm totally with you. But the way to help yourself is by going to someplace and offering your help to someone that is in a worse situation than you. And by that, you're basically taking yourself out from a place of being the person in the hardship, the victim, into some type of hero that is helping someone else. So I'm sure there are people that are saying right now, listen, Yair, you really have no clue what I'm going through. It's really terrible, and I can't help anyone. We're not Steph Curry. So I'm sure that if you're going out through hard challenges, it's really, really tough. I'm not coming to take that away from you. I'm here to help you. But the way to help doesn't need to be through what Steph Curry does, which he does, like I said, amazing work. It could be through the most simple thing. You have value as a human being. What value can you give to someone else that would help them? Your value is worth to someone now a lot. Whether it's your time, whether it's your money, whether it's your connections, it could be your smile. There's a story of a kid that wanted to commit suicide. One day he went to his locker room and he started taking all of his books out, thinking that he's going to finish that day by killing himself. And fortunately, he dropped his books. Why am I saying fortunately? Because then someone came and gave him a hand and helped him and smiled. He was kind to him. That kindness, that smile of the person that came to help saved that kid's life because he didn't commit suicide. So whatever it is you're going through, I'm totally with you 100%. And there are ways to get through it. One of the ways is, number one, go help someone that is in a situation that is worse than you. That would only help you. Number two, when you do that with a full heart. Be proud. Be grateful for the fact that you can help someone else. Another thing, when you help someone else, you might discover you have all kind of characters or all kind of skills that you never knew of. Because when you come helping, if it's your money, you might realize that now by you donating to that person, other people contact you and maybe want to collaborate with you with something else that has nothing to do with your donation. If it's your time that you're giving, you might meet other people. When you meet other people, that's a great opportunity for you to get to know yourself better. When you give something you have, it's going to come back to you in this way or another. You'll need to be aware of that and be aware of what is going to come back to you. But remember, you always have what to give. You don't need to be Steph Curry in order to give things. And that actually gives you an opportunity to realize what are your qualities that you have. Because when you're going through struggle and now you have opportunity to help, sometimes the skill that you had that you're going to help with is going just to come up like that in a second. And sometimes you'll see someone that is in a worse situation than yours, and then your brain will start thinking, okay, how can I help the person? And then you'll sometimes discover skills that you always had but you kind of forgot of, and that could bring more opportunities. So remember, you always have the capability to help. It could be with your time, it could be with your money, it could be with your smile, it could be with your connections, it could be with feedings, it could be with so many different ways. So go out there, help someone else. Number one, it will help you feel better. Number two, you're helping someone else, which, like we always say, we're here for a purpose greater than ourselves. And number three, you never know to where that might lead. So just go out there, help someone else. It will help them, it would help you. You might discover things you never knew. And you don't need to wait to be in a terrible situation in order to help someone else, to use that as a healing method. Also, if you're feeling great, especially if you're feeling great, you could even give more. There's a saying, the secret to living is giving. So just choose what field it is you want to give, and just start with something small. Don't think about, oh, I need to give $100,000. Start with $1. Don't think about 10 hours of volunteering. Start with 20 minutes. Start with that small thing, help someone else, and of course, also help yourself. I hope you enjoyed the video and got some tools to overcome your challenges and light your path. If you haven't yet, please smash that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, the most amazing things in life are the ones you take for granted.